What's happening, guys? Now, is this the market crash coming or is it just a pullback? We will see, right? We will see and we shall see. Guys, welcome. We're gonna do some market recap. There's a lot going on as far as news for this week that can make the market go in either direction. Also, we're talking about the results from today's news and a little bit of recap. So we talked about a couple trading ideas yesterday. Those trading ideas came through, and with that, let me go to the chart and I'll show you a couple things as far as market recap. Now, before I do that, guys, I'm gonna always go to the news because the news will show us what happened as far as news wise and what we should anticipate. Now, tomorrow, there should be a lot going on for tomorrow. Okay, we have right now we have news coming out at 8:15, 8:30. We have some news coming out at 10 o'clock. We have FOMC tomorrow. So there's a lot of news that's going to happen tomorrow. So expect some type of volatility tomorrow. We might have a little bit of movement in the morning, followed by movement in the afternoon. Okay, or we might have a situation where we don't have no movement in the morning and then movement in the afternoon. Now that's going to be a little bit tricky because we have news coming out early tomorrow morning. I'm anticipating some movement um in the morning, right? So with that said, guys, tomorrow we have important news coming out, and then on Thursday we're going to have more news that's coming out as well. Quite a few news on Thursday, followed by Friday. We're going to have more news as well. Okay, so expect this week to be a volatile week. We're seeing pullbacks that are happening. I mentioned certain things in previous episodes. So it's just things that you want to pay attention to. Now, if you want to be part of my community, guys, I have a free Discord that you could join. I just started this Discord a couple weeks ago, but the Discord is going amazing so far, and we're growing. I also do live call outs. So with this, we have profits today. We did a Mew call out, and we did Google call outs. People made money in there, as you could see. There's profits in here, right? So with that, guys, the description is going to the information as far as the description is going to be for the Discord. So just look in the description. Man, I'm messing up tonight. I'm really messing up tonight. Well, the Discord description is going to be down below, so you could grab that if you want to jump into Discord. Now, with that said, guys, let's look at certain things that could shape for tomorrow, but also let's go over the trades today and show you what happened as far as why we took those trades and how we panned out those trades. Now, today, I was looking at Mew for a reversal to the upside or a continuation to the upside. Wanted to see a break of the high right here, which we definitely saw that break. Once we saw that break, I took the calls to the upside. So as you could see, like the first part of the day, we waited right here. And then once we saw the break of the day high, we got in, right? We were profitable up like 10% on here. And then we cut those trades. We scaled out of those trades, right? And then we had a double inside. Once I see a double inside on the 15-minute, so we see this consolidation right here in the 15-minute. Once we broke this high, I knew that we were going to come up and test day high and then close that gap. If you notice right here, I have this little box right here because we had a gap and that gap needed to be filled. Once we close that gap, if you notice, we came down hard as far as right afterwards. So we got out of the trade up here over 30% on those um on the Mew trade as far as a call. Once we got out, you have this dump right here, came back up and then consolidate over the day. But we took our profits, and then that was that on Mew. Now for Google, we was looking at Google as well, and Google played out perfect as far as what I was seeing on Google. Now I did get in on Google a little bit early. Okay, I don't typically. I try not to get in trades before the first 15 minute, but I have a Google setup and I have and it's back tested and I have my Google alert. So with that, once the Google alert goes off, I'm taking my trade. Okay. The crazy part is Google alert went off. My Google alert went off this morning, right at 9:28. My Google alert went off. So because it went off at 9:28, right when the market opens, I'm taking a trade on Google, which is not normally the case. But anytime my Google alert goes off, I try to make sure I take that trade no matter what. Um, and in this case, this was profitable as well. Now, when it went off, I tried to say, all right, let's see. But as soon as the market opened, Google popped up and we was able to be profitable right here over 10% on Google, right? Then we came back down, consolidated for a while. We broke down and I'm like, eh. But originally I was looking for Google calls before I got the alert. So if I didn't take that call on Google this morning, I would have waited because I was waiting for Google to break here for the upside, that reversal on this candle to the upside. So I was waiting for Google to break right here. Once it broke right here, my first target was going to be the high of here, followed by up here. Okay. So we have highs up here, and then we have another target up here. Where's my. So we have another target up here, followed by 200, which is going to be right here. So those are my target for Google. Okay. Now with tomorrow, we can gap up, but also we have news that's coming in. We have FOMC as well. So there's a lot of things that can happen to where we could pull back or we could gap up. What we don't want to do is we don't want to, with all of this going on, regardless if I would like to swing it because I know that Google can go to the upside, I would rather wait at this point on Google. Because we can have that pullback based on all the volatility with news that the news can bring. So I would rather, just like my wife would say, and just like we would say, play what the charts give you. And right now, even though we're seeing the signs as far as bullish, we still can pull back. Now, this is just on Google. I'm not saying we're bullish in the market because what the market is showing us as far as SPY, as far as QQQ, those are showing us signs to the downside. Okay. So if we look at QQQ or SPY, so if we look at SPY right now, SPY came back down, is showing to the downside. Now, for SPY to be completely bearish or giving us signs as far as bearish, we have to break tomorrow's low right here. Okay. Once we break tomorrow's low, we could come back down. But are we going to fall out of the sky? I don't think so. The reason why I say that is because regardless, we've moved significantly throughout the month. Okay. So as you have to expect some type of pullback because it's only it's only 2 days left in the month. So you have to expect some type of pullback to happen on that month where we could come back down. The new month start somewhere down here, pull back a little bit and continue up. So this is just a pullback. It's just like if you're in a 15-minute candle, right? And that 15-minute has 1 minute left in it. There can be a pullback, especially if the 15-minute candle is all the way up here. You have to treat the monthly candles, the weekly candles the same exact way. With a monthly candle, if you have 2 more days on a monthly candle and it's all the way up here, you can expect some point where it can pull back. So that's what's happening right now with SPY, where we're having this pullback. Now, I did mention to you guys that we are in a bearish, or we have a bearish divergence setup. Okay. That bearish divergence is still in play as of right now. Right here, we're still in play as far as the bearish divergence, right? We have that little slant right there, and we have higher highs right here. Okay, so higher highs, lower highs on the oscillator, which gives us that bearish divergence. Now, the bearish divergence will not be confirmed, or it will be confirmed once we break this low. If we break this low, then we can drop down, but you have to pay attention as well. We could come back down, right down to 630, right? Right down to 630. That will be actually my target. So if we break tomorrow's low, today's low, then 630 would be my target to the downside um, for tomorrow. Now, QQQ have the same exact setup. Okay. No different as far as QQQ is showing the same signs, same kind of setup where we broke right here. QQQ actually looks a lot better to me. So, really and truly, QQQ looks a lot better to me as far as how it looks right now. We came up here right at 72, rejected, and now we're right at 67. So with a break of QQQ to the downside, first target on QQQ is going to be 65, right? So 565 right here at 564.30, and then break down below that, we could come back down to VWAP right here. Okay. Now we could see that fall significantly throughout the week, okay, because of news right now, how news is, but we have to wait, okay? We have to wait to see what the market gives us. We still can push up based on the news. The news can come in and we continue to the upside and hit 575 as well. So, regardless of whatever anybody's saying, I'm not a genie. I just say, well, you know what? Based on what the market is showing right now, can we go down? Yes, we could go down, but on the higher time frames, we're still bullish. We're still bullish on the 3 month. Okay. The 3 month have 2 months left in it. We are bullish on the 3 month, right? The 6 month have 5 months left on it. We are bullish on the 6 month. So, do we believe that we're going to have a crash? I mean, this 6 month can pull right back in and turn a red candle. The 3 month could do the same thing, right? Pull right back in and drop down, just like how this candle did, because this candle went up, broke this high, and then what? Dropped right back down and created an engulfing candle right here. So can we have that same thing happen with this month? Yeah, we can. We can have that pullback to drop all the way back down. We can, but will it happen? Okay, will it happen? We don't know. It all depends on the news. It all depends on the circumstances. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the best setups possible and make sure that we're making money on a consistent basis. So today, like I said, two profitable trades. Yesterday, we had two profitable trades as well. And we're going to keep that momentum going. So um, this is all about taking trades based on what the chart gives you, and make sure you have a trading plan going into the day. Now, as far as tomorrow for setups, I still like Tesla, right? But I think like Tesla need to cool it, and probably Tesla probably will consolidate. I would like if Tesla consolidate for the next 2 days, but we still can have some type of move based on news, because news coming out, we could have some crazy type of move. Now, I would be bullish on Tesla tomorrow if we break above today's high. So if we break above today's high at 326.25, I'll be bullish on Tesla to 330, and then possibly go up to close this gap that it created. We have a gap right here on Tesla, right here, right? So we had a gap all the way down here, right? We had gap down actually right here. So we had gap down on Tesla, right? So we gap down on Tesla right here. And then we also have a gap to fill right here. Okay. So there's a couple gaps that needs to be filled on Tesla to the downside as well. All right. So that gap was not filled. This gap, however, was almost filled. Okay. So this gap is not completely filled yet. The top box is a gap that needs to be filled. It came up here. It didn't fill all the way. We get filled right here at the top. So that's the top of the gap. Once we break this high right here, we could go up and fill that gap and then reject and come back down. That's what I would like to see. I don't want to see the break yet to the upside, because if we break above that 330 level, we can, and we get a strong push, we can go up to the 350 level. But I think that won't happen until next month. And even if so, even if that happens next month, or even within, yeah, I would rather it happen next month, because this is a monthly candle. We have a nice setup on a monthly candle. So I'm really anticipating for next month to be a great month on Tesla. We've been consolidating for 2 months. So with that, I'm looking for a big move either to the upside or downside on Tesla for August. Okay. So we're watching that. I'm watching that going into August. Right now, Tesla is just consolidating, but with a move above 226, I'm looking for 230 as far as take profit on Tesla if Tesla break that way tomorrow. Now, to the downside, I'm 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 not sure if I want to take Tesla to the downside. Okay, the reason why is because we're still sitting on the 200. If we break below right here, we have to open, and if we break below this low right here, then our target is going to be right here, which is not much. You're talking about what, a $2 and change move. Okay, not much. I'm not looking forward to that. I'll just sit on my hands and wait till next month at that point. Okay, so that's the plan for Tesla. There's a lot of setups to the downside that is there, especially on the bank side of it. But GS is doing GS things right now, and GS looks like it wants to pull up to 750 and go to all time highs. Right now, GS is at all time highs, and GS, I believe, wants to push up to 350 range. So a break above this 351 or 335 level, we could see GS come up to all time highs or continue to create all time highs all the way up to 750. So yesterday I mentioned GS to the downside. If GS broke the low right here, well, GS don't want to break to the downside. So if GS don't want to break to the downside, then we ain't taking it to the downside. Right now we're bullish on GS. GS is keep on being bullish, so you play the bullish part of it, right? On the weekly, you could see we cracked the weekly, so we broke above the week. And then on the monthly, we're still bullish on the month. We only have 2 days left, so we could pull back on this 2 days and then start over. So next week should be a good week as well as far as on GS. Our next month, I should say, should be a good month on GS as far as plays. Now with JP Morgan, man, I'm giving it quite a bit as far as plays or possibilities. With JP Morgan, I mentioned to you guys about JP Morgan as far as what JP Morgan could do, right? And I said once JP Morgan is going to go up to 300. Once JP Morgan hit 300, you could buy a short on JP Morgan. Just give yourself some time, and you should see JP Morgan come down at least some type of retracement back down. We have a nice bearish divergence set up on JP Morgan right now. We have higher highs right here, right? And then we have lower highs on the oscillator or the indicator, which is a bearish divergence setup. Now we're hitting all-time highs, but we're also hitting a cycle level of 300. So that's a perfect opportunity for you to short as long as you have time on your contract. What is time? Hey, a good month, 2 months, 3 months on your contracts, right? Yes, they will be expensive, but yes, will you make money? I'm not a genie, but that is my opinion. And again, let me say this upfront: this is not financial advice, but in a sense, you could take it, do your own research as well. So, guys, with that, those are the opportunities that I'm seeing as far as tomorrow. Just trade safely. Remember, there's news tomorrow, so if you don't see anything that you could take, a lot of times I'll say just hold out. If you're a new beginner and you just started in trading, maybe you just sit out. And what you could do, you could pay attention and take notes as far as what's happening in the market. So by you doing that, you'll kind of anticipate or see what happens with FOMC. And this is one thing you could do as well. You could go back and see all the FOMCs, see the results of those FOMCs, and see what the day does, see what the market does on those days. So now you pay attention to this time and see what the market does this time. So now the next time FOMC comes, you could say, listen, you know what? Let me go ahead. I have enough back testing. I have enough knowledge to say, all right, I'll take this trade if this happens. So you want to pay attention to that. Make sure you're trading safely. Like I said, do your own due diligence. Make sure you're not chasing, no FOMO. You take your trades, you follow your trading plan, and let's get it, guys. See y'all tomorrow.